Okay.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Dragonbeard?
Good, Smash Lock.
So we're finally sitting down after several months of trying to avoid this. This is a live. Well, it wasn't live. It was live when we did it, but we actually sat through this and recorded this in an auditorium. Laci Green coming to a campus and speaking there about sexy stuff.
She sounded about as intelligent as she looks in this picture.
Hey, how's it going, guys? You want to learn about penis and vagina?
So what we recorded, I threw it together and put it up, just basically with this little intro, and we just decided, you know what, let's go through it. We're going to watch them. We might skip ahead a little bit at like tiny parts, just because she kind of rambles at times about the same stuff, which, since we're rambling right now, I guess we can't.
Yeah, this is a ramble. This is a ramble.
But she does go on, and as I recall, she said some stuff that was monumentally naive and stupid or even misleading.
Right, and I just like to title this video from the onset. This is...
well, you just keep talking. I'm just looking up here what her background is. Let's see what degree she has.
Oh, okay.
I've heard people asking this.
Right, yeah, is she a sex educator? This video is a fuck you to Sargon. You asked us to go to this thing, and then we had to sit through it, and now we're sitting through it again. No, I'm just kidding, bro, but...
There's a friendly fart in your direction.
Fuck, man, I can't believe we're doing this again. Oh, I'm going to get stupid.
All right, so Wikipedia. She's in Wikipedia. All right, Wikipedia.
All right, so let's just see. Green was born in Utah. Her mother is a Mormon from a small American town, and her father is a Mormon convert who came from a Muslim family in Iran. When she was 2 years old, her family moved to Portland, Oregon. When she was 12 years old, her family moved to California for her father's job. As she grew older, she began to question the Mormon faith because of its strict gender roles and expectations of her as a woman. This is a little hard at this angle.
All right, so she's an atheist. She's a pansexual, according to herself. All right, here we are. In 2011, she graduated from University of California, Berkeley with a bachelor's degree in legal studies and education.
Okay.
So she has no degree in biology. Nothing here that's talking specifically about human sexuality, sociology. She has a degree in education, which basically means whatever you do know about whatever material you're given, you're good at communicating it to a classroom environment or educating. So, I'm not saying legal studies and education has no value, but I am definitely saying this is not directly any kind of credence or background that should support people looking to her as an authority figure in the knowledge of human sexuality.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I would think that that's fair.
All right, let's kick it.
Because I'm very much a skeptic. I'm more of a skeptic than I am an atheist. I mean, atheist is a conclusion based on my skepticism.
So you'd be better if you were straight?
We're going to hug her here.
Wow.
If I remember correctly.
That attitude is what...
I do believe that if we add all the elements we've talked about tonight together, you'll find yourself mixing it up with the best sex ever. Results may vary.
Hello, Apostasy Now fans. This is Smashlock coming to you from Fanshawe College, and we're about to get mind-fucked by Laci Green. Best sex ever.
We are consenting to our brains being entered.
Resist.
I threw that intro together, and I'm laughing about here with Smashlock because I specifically like the way she's hugging us here.
We're a little
Still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing.
Space completely anonymous. We will not know who it comes in for. Alternatively, I've got is it Marianne?
That was loud.
Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen, Jess, and Bruno walking around. They've got.
All right, let me skip through a bit here.
Sexual violence prevention. I want to say advisor. Oh, I got it. Leah Marshall, everybody. Leah Marshall.
So this is being put on at the behest of the Sexual Violence Prevention Advisor. They're bringing someone who's popular but has no background in actual formal education and studies in the material that they're about to present. So that's a good job.
Right.
Everybody, as I said, is I am Laci Green.
let's just skip ahead a little bit here.
Is to give you basically a crash course in 1 hour on all the things that you really need to know before you get sexy with someone that will help pave the road to you figuring out what your best sex ever is. Because for everyone, it's a little bit different. So before I get started,
Alright, so can we just say
things,
that she has just stated something that everyone innately knows?
That sexy is different for everybody. Right.
Wow. That's amazing. She's like Socrates or some shit.
I know. Holy fuck. You know, my wife, she loves it when I just sneak up behind her and grab her by the ass. I don't tell her I'm going to do it. I don't ask first. I just do it. And
No
she
need for
just
communication.
and she just loves it when I rape her.
Yeah.
It's weird like that, right?
If one person likes it that way, everyone in the world likes it that way.
Right.
Thanks for dismissing that notion, Lacey. No one understood that. I'm sure glad that they
We are kind of putting words in her mouth.
one, couple of disclaimers. One, I have a potty mouth. I curse a lot. I try to keep it under control, but I feel like my mom.
Okay. If you ever have to introduce yourself by going, one, I need to warn you, I have a potty mouth and I curse a lot. That is a complete bullshit way of doing that. You wish you were cool is what you're telling me. If you really had a potty mouth, you would have just fucking swore at some point in that statement. I say no words.
Sometimes I don't consent to fuck your ears with bad words.
If it upsets you, I say no words. I'll say nice, good words.
Upbringing like corrupted me. So sorry about it. Number two is a little bit more dire. So I've given this talk at a lot of different schools. Usually there's no issues, but very occasionally, very rarely, I should say, I've had a couple of students pass out. It's not as bad as it sounds. You're like, oh my god, what are you showing us? I promise you there's nothing in this program that you won't find between your legs.
Pathetic. Oh yeah, people are passing out because they're seeing a picture of a penis.
That you haven't seen on a computer screen. So, if you are feeling uncomfortable, we're also going to be talking about a little more serious stuff later on.
Maybe I should just point out also that this makes more sense if you realize she was raised in a very conservative Mormon house. Right? So that's why she's warning all these people. I don't know why she's warning anyone about this until you think about it from that point of view.
Honestly, look, some people don't like the sex education system in Canada, but we start learning about a lot of what she covered in like grade 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So,
and in fact, some of the stuff she gets is wrong.
Not some, a lot of, but that's beside the point. The point is that she's talking to us like we're some Southern Baptist crowd, and honestly, most of the Canadian kids in that room are going, yeah, we know that part. Move on.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to learn about how to have good sex.
And I need to tell everyone in the audience that you might have to breathe oxygen in and out of your lungs while you're sitting there. And also there's gravity, which will hold you to your chair so you don't.
She's like the O'Reilly of sex education. The dick goes up and the dick goes down. Nobody knows how that happens. Nobody knows.
Please take care of yourself, okay? That's totally okay, and I support it. All right.
She supports us taking care of ourselves.
Are you ready? Is your body ready? Let's jump right in.
This is me doing wonderful camera work.
Oh, we might get in trouble for that.
Now, is YouTube going to get me in trouble for showing this?
A snake! That's right! It's a bio class.
It's a ham sandwich.
That is a vulva. And sometimes I hear that is a vagina, which is very close. You're in the right vicinity.
Dude, is that not like my impression? Vagina? I'm listening to this now because people have been laughing. I'm making a video. I haven't finished it yet, where I do an impression of her voice. And it is exactly like her. Wow.
It's a vagina.
She's like a little child in her brain, right? It's a pee-pee.
The vulva is the outside and the vagina is the inside. And I actually just realized that there is no laser on this. So if there's a laser out there, tech people, that would be awesome. So I can show you the really awesome parts of this vulva. The reason why I picked this particular vulva is because of a very prominent feature. And those are the lips. See them hanging
Jeez.
So,
Is any of this revolutionary for anybody in the audience?
No.
I mean, and in fact, outside of the porn industry, is there anywhere like more so than college? Is there anywhere else more so than college where people are looking at each other's genitals and getting it on? Like, it is notorious for this. And she's coming to there. This would be as ridiculous as going into to an adult shop where they sell adult movies and being like, "Hey, I'm going to educate you guys on sex."
Right.
And being like, what? That's the difference. At least in the adult sex shop, they'd be like honest about it. Be like, you know what? You need to get a job. You desperately need a job.
there are a lot of emails in there about the labia. So there are two sets of labia, the inner set and the outer set, labia minora, labia majora. And there's a lot of anxiety about the labia. I think this is partially because of porn. We have been brought up in a culture where we have really easy access to porn, right? Like most of us saw porn at a pretty young age. And in porn, they only really show one type of labia. And that's a really short labia. But in reality, there are all different kinds of labia. And they're all different shapes and sizes and colors.
Can I just say that'd be a very interesting time? Because I've said this to many people, but that would be a particularly interesting time for me to say, citation needed.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't really have any reason to debate her on it, like except for the point that I think it's a little transphobic. Honestly,
Yeah.
there are penises that are technically brand new females' vaginas. You know, like
What
so.
about
Who are
Mr.
you to
Garrison?
tell me that my penis is not a vagina? It very well could be.
Well, I'm just saying she's already started making statements, laissez-faire, that is not quantified. She's making a statement about pornography that she's not really qualified to make.
What, that most people watch it at a young age?
That there's a certain type of vagina that's featured in pornography as opposed to other kinds based on a description she's giving.
Clearly, she's watching a very limited frame of porn because, I mean...
I don't know what kind of a porn, how avid she is about pornography watching, but I've said citation needed many times, but this would be a particularly amusing time to say it to her on stage.
Right, like this is on the same level as Anita Sarkeesian saying that there's only one type of female body displayed in video games.
Right.
Trust me, they've got granny tranny donkey porn out there. They've got fucking vaginas that look like an Arby's sandwich. Okay,
Yeah.
Trust me, they don't display just one type of vagina. They you know.
Yeah, even me saying citation needed, I'm not an expert on all the pornography. Like who?
I've watched all the porn.
There's got to be a citation for a comment like that. Like, where are you drawing that from? Are you watching like 90% of pornography? You can't even keep up with all the pornography that's being made so plentifully these days.
They upload videos every day.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Hey, take that, Laci.
Sometimes one of the lips is longer than the other.
This lady over here,
Are longer than the outer.
she's saying all the dirty words,
The outer are longer than the inner. They can be anywhere from this
That's
long
us laughing.
to this long. And that's normal. That's just the way it is.
I think I'm listening to Smashlock here, sitting next to the camera, laughing and coming up with a list of all the different types of labia. I don't remember that, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Labia, that means you've had a lot of sex. And that is not true. Think about like your grandma. Just like hypothetical here. If every time you had sex your labia got longer, by the time you are an old person, probably gonna be down there. You'd be like rolling it up by that time. So that's not how it works. I think this is a form of slut shame, making usually women feel bad about their bodies and feel bad about having sex. So, let's not...
Buzzword 1.
Slut shame.
So, because people have an erroneous impression about women's labia and what it means, I don't even know how else to phrase that. What your labia means, then you are slut shaming, even if it's just a misunderstanding.
Right.
Yeah. Even if you never say anything to anyone about it, you are in your mind projecting a field of slut shame.
Yes, it's a slut shame aura.
Yes. Yeah, anyone who doesn't know Laci Green is going to be introduced to the concept of buzzwords. That is how she propels her career.
Can we please get past this point of the vagina on the screen?
Want me to jump ahead a little bit?
Yeah. I'm not a Puritan or anything, but
I think we're good.
I honestly have so much love for the clitoris. It's just, I get emotional about it. It's just really beautiful and amazing. And so many good experiences.
This is like this whole talk reminded me of like children who are not comfortable with sexuality, just being giddy about it, and nothing scientific being presented really. Like, she's showing pictures, she's using some scientific terms, but doing it in the most immature fashion possible. It's one thing to be funny, it's another to be immature.
Right.
There's a distinction.
The people who invited her to the school, from what I understood, loved it. Of course they were.
Well, they were going to love it no matter what.
Right. But when you were when we were leaving, the people who were laughing were not laughing because they thought it was funny. They were laughing, like, how many people? Was it like at least 5 people on the way out the door that I heard going, holy fuck, did we learn anything? No.
Right. Well, some of them were probably told in their class that they had to go and watch this.
Yeah, I don't know if they were told they had to.
Well, I know in some of my classes, for instance, if it was history, we were encouraged to go and watch. We could get extra projects and points potentially after watching someone who was an archaeologist or whatever. And I did sometimes. And this, I think people were encouraged to do the same thing here. Like, well, if you go watch Laci Green,
write a little paper about it in your sociology class when you come back next week, and boom.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you might as well have said, go and listen to the homeless guy in the alleyway rambling for a couple hours and come back. We'll write a paper about it. Does that mean I hate her? Am I sexist because I hate one woman?
Yes.
Okay.
You hate one, you hate them all.
I'm slut shaming.
Yes.
That tiny little nub. So, the clitoris.
Let's jump ahead a little bit more.
Now this is...
I'm just trying to get to the next topic. She goes on about this for quite a while.
She has a lot of love for the clit. Oh, here we go.
Does not make sense. And then people wonder why so many women particularly have trouble figuring out how to orgasm, right? We're not paying attention to the clitoris and allowing adequate time for the arousal process to take place. So, how many of you have heard of the G-spot? Yeah, you have. You're not raising your hand, you are either lazy...
That's a rapper, right?
Or lying.
G-spot, yo.
So the clitoris,
I think he did a special feature in an Eminem song.
Yeah, I think so.
Yo, G-spot, yo, G-spot.
Curl your finger, point to the top, bang, bang.
It's the what was it? Snoop D-O G spot.
It's too late for this shit.
What we think of as the G-spot is actually the clitoris. It's more of a G area. It is the back side of the clitoris that is accessed through the vagina.
Maybe it's a G
so
region.
The G-spot is typically 1 to 2 inches in, come hither motion toward the front of your body. That's the G-spot or G area. For some people, it's really...
Seriously, are people by college seriously not hearing this shit? They've never got any of it in years of sex education in school.
Well, I don't know if they covered the G-spot in sex education, but like, for crying out loud, everybody's got fucking Google.
Right.
Everybody's got Google.
YouTube.
Right.
Which is what this is going to go on.
Google Maps probably leads you to the G-spot.
G-spot. Here is a quickest route to your wife and instructions what to do next.
At first, look your wife deeply in the eye. Ask for consent to touch your wife.
Yes.
Then kiss her longingly after asking for consent. Then ask for consent to remove her clothing. Make sure to ask her if she is feeling comfortable before laying her down on the bed.
If you put it on a high speed, it just goes, ask for consent, then ask for consent, then ask for consent. Sounds like it's having an orgasm of a phone orgasm.
Some people are like, I don't really feel anything. It's a little different for everyone. And that's going to be a running theme tonight. Everyone's body is a little different, so you got to just figure out what works for you and for your partner. So the G-spot is responsible for what many know as ejaculation.
Is it just me? Now, look, I don't know sign language, but most of the time it looks like she's doing dirty gestures through this whole talk because of the topic material.
Words, you can't really keep up with
Like,
them all.
smack it, boys. Yo.
So what is going
Yeah,
on?
reach on down there. Yeah, what? Grab, push, yeah.
That might actually be mean.
No. How do we know this? Well, very recently actually, 7 brave women went in and squirted for science. They went into a lab, they had sex. What they had the participants do was pee before they had sex, so their bladders were empty, and then they monitored them and watched what was happening with their bodies as they were getting turned on and as they were orgasming, it squirted. What did they find? Well, they found that the bladder was filling up with fluid while they were getting turned on. And then, when they were orgasming, their bladders were emptying. But the fluid that
Okay,
came
can I
out
point out something
wasn't-
else? This isn't a college. Could you please put the citation on the fucking picture?
Right. There's a study that they did this in. Can you have the citation?
Right. Because I would like to see the study. Do I have to record on a video camera everything you're saying? Go home, listen to it, take notes, get the citations myself through Google Scholar or something. Like, just put the citations on the fucking screen.
These are
You're
clearly
gonna
her
see-
own slides.
As this video goes on, you'll see that she has put videos together, compilations. People have worked on this stuff. And they can't be bothered to put scientific studies here. Like, we're going to tour colleges. Hey, should we put any citations for any of the studies?
She's supposed to be an educator.
Yeah. This is just.
I'm not saying that what she's saying is false.
I'm not saying that either, but do it the right way.
It was actually chemically similar to semen, but without the sperm. A very dilute version. So there is actually a difference between squirting and ejaculating. So that's squirting, right? It's usually coming from the urethra, and it's a lot of fluid. Like, you're not gonna miss that shit. It is there. You're like, whoa, it's a fountain. Sometimes like a quarter of a cup of fluid, could be even more, right? Ejaculating is a little bit different.
This
It's
is.
a little bit subtle.
It might seem
You may
exciting
not
to
even
Laci,
notice
but this is so
initially.
boring to me.
So ejaculation comes from the paraurethral glands. So in this area right here,
Right, so
right here where we're looking
there's a
at,
difference between being a squirt and being a jack off, is what a jerk off.
Right.
What I understand here.
There's a bit of a difference between. And got it. Good. Let's go on.
this is the vagina, right? Going up to the uterus.
And just in case anyone's gonna say this, she's gonna talk about penis stuff later and be just as bored about men parts and what she's got to say about it.
I will give her credit. There was one part that I agreed about her with, and that was well, we'll get to it, but I'll just say it now. She's not pro circumcision,
Right.
and
That was a little bit of a surprise.
that was a surprise, and I was actually okay with that. So
So she's decided not to mutilate. She's just decided it's not okay to mutilate genitals
for both sexes.
for both sexes. That's amazing.
I'm actually impressed by that. I will give credit where it is due. She didn't want to hack up male bits. I'm okay. You know, that's
Well, if
that's
she
an
had been
improvement.
raised instead of Mormon, she'd been raised in a Jewish family, and that might still be a hang-up of hers. She's clearly got some hang-ups from her Jewish or from her
Mormon background.
The urethra where you pee from, and then the bladder over here, bladder over here. So there are these little glands, little tiny glands that surround the urethra, and they produce some liquid, and then they
The
expel that
urethra?
liquid through the skin,
Yeah.
which are two tiny little ducts that are beside the urethra.
Does everyone else
Really,
feel?
really tiny.
Do you feel like you're a good kindergarten class right now as she's talking to you with these little intonations?
Everybody sit at the front of the class, nice and quiet. Stay on your area of the carpet, hands to yourself.
Okay, everyone's getting the sense here. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit
It
more.
doesn't
Yeah.
squirt, and it can be about a teaspoon.
Squirts, teaspoons, and other cutlery.
Oh God, cut out more.
All hymen is a very thin membrane that's left over from when the vagina is being formed in utero, before you were born.
Okay, so all right.
So hymen
Before we go any further, let's take a guess, because I haven't watched this in a long time. Let's take a guess that she's going to, either she just did or she's about to debunk the idea that if someone's hymen is broken, that doesn't necessarily mean that they've had sex or whatever. This myth that the way to always tell is to check the hymen.
Right, and that the hymen doesn't actually. I do believe in this section. She says that the hymen doesn't have to be torn the first time. You just need a little bit of time and a lot of lube.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Or just everyone to become a lesbian.
Yeah.
Even that's not a guarantee, I guess. They've got lots of implements now.
lots of different configurations. Here are a few of them. Right? Everyone's a little bit different. What is important to note here is that the hymen does not cover the vagina. Alright? Hymens do not pop, they do not tear, they should not bleed. Alright? This is a myth that we are fed, a rather violent myth about our bodies, that I think is also entrenched in sexism and some weird sadism, maybe. Like,
Buzzword, sexism.
Sexism, sadism.
Yes, it can't just be a misunderstanding. Like people for a long time thinking that the stars were gods. There cannot be a misunderstanding of something that's not factual. It has to be loaded with an agenda.
Right. The patriarchy.
The poopyarchy.
Alright, so there should be no pain. If you're feeling some pain the first time you try to put something in your vagina, remember to start slow and small, okay? Work your way up. Walk before you can run, alright? Use lots of lube, alright?
Wow, I can't believe I remembered that.
Reduce the friction. Go slow.
It's stained into your brain.
If you don't do those things, if you go too fast, put something in that's too big, and don't use lube, you could actually tear that little membrane, and then it's just going to kind of sting. It might actually...
Right, skipping ahead.
However, when you are turned on, your body will usually...
Take note, we have more vaginas yet still, and still no citations being listed anywhere. Trust me, they're not listed, if I remember correctly, anywhere in any slides at any point.
And then there was no handout material either that had any sort of information on it.
No. But it's educational.
a little bit of lubrication on its own. Some come through the vaginal
More about
walls.
lubrication. All right, okay. Now, hopefully everyone has understood now that lubrication helps with sex.
Yes.
All right, so all
I
our
didn't
adult
know this
listeners-
before.
Yes, all
I
our
didn't
adult
know.
listeners, especially married people, people who've had sex plenty of times, whatever. Now you know.
Okay. If anyone has a dick like that, you need to not dunk your nuts in boiling oil. I'm just saying, you have a problem, you really need to see your doctor. If the rest of you is like
Somebody
the-
spilled hot pepper sauce on it.
right, because the rest of it looks like the Donald Trump tan and then a baboon's ass.
Yeah. The baboon's ass version of the male penis.
That's just part of how nature is. So let's talk about the penis when it comes to pleasure. The main parts of the penis are the shaft right here, the head down here. This is an uncircumcised penis. So you see the force
She's
here,
using, I think, a laser
kinda
pointer now,
cover the
right?
head
Yeah.
down here. And then you have the testicles, aka the balls.
Well, hopefully people at home
Like
watching
most
this will
women
know
have.
these parts. So
Remember,
let's jump
nothing
ahead.
wrong with your body. There's
Oh, look at it,
literally
yay.
Hey, an
nothing
animation.
wrong with your body. Okay?
Because that's how it
Especially
works.
little infants born.
Yep.
What?
This is the Mario penis.
Right? So the idea
Wah, 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 wah.
right after you're born, in the form of routine infant circumcision, is very distressing to me. Not only because of the implications that it
Anyone
carries,
watching
it does
this-
not have solid health benefits.
Anyone watching this by now, I know you're thinking like, oh, you're jumping through it. If I was sitting there, maybe it'd be more interesting live or something. But trust me, we're jumping ahead because this thing was so boring to sit through.
Right. And we have the full unedited video on our channel. You want to go and
Yeah.
make sure that we're not
We'll
making
put a
this
link.
up.
Yeah.
We'll re-link the old video, but we've been meaning to do this for months, and we every time we pull this video up to do it, we cringe. We're going through it. Probably be one of our least popular videos. Except I can say that there's pussy in it.
Yes.
So
That's right. We do have pictures of people's genitals.
right.
And
Penis and penis.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
those are genitals. aren't
Genitals,
they?
all the genitals. We have all the
Show
genitals.
me your genitals.
Your genitals. Your genitalia. And just so you know, we're showing all of the genitals.
Yes.
Both sets. 2.
Yeah.
Right.
It is binary.
Right. Just, it's strange that.
Debunked over and over and over again. I have a video on this as well with lots of resources that you can check out. But on the whole, it doesn't reduce STIs any more than good sex education and or condom access. So on those grounds, it's a little bit weird that we do this to so many babies. It's less common in Canada.
Okay, so this is the part where she's talking
The
about
numbers are falling
Circumcision.
off
circumcision, all the myths about it being
These
bullshit.
numbers were just updated. It used to be 72% in the USA. So we're getting there, all right? We are educating people. Masturbation or circumcision actually started as an anti-masturbation campaign, and it started in was it the 70s with a guy named Kellogg. That Kellogg. Crunch, crunch. Yeah. So the guy who made Kellogg's cornflakes and all the Kellogg cereals was really anti-masturbation. Like had a really weird obsession with it, and went on this crusade all throughout the states trying to convince parents that masturbation was going to.
So this part here is pretty good.
Yep.
It was one of the highlights when she's talking about this part.
Was actually one of the easiest claims to actually look into. Seems to hold up. So no complaints here.
But I am going to still give criticism. Listening to her this whole time, that penis jumping up and down is distracting on the screen because it's a penis jumping up and down. Why don't you just switch to another slide that has some citations
Right.
for what you're saying about this guy Kellogg and stuff?
Right.
Because this could be another myth. She's introducing another myth to replace old ones, right?
Yeah.
Give us the citation.
No, but we have this hypnotic fucking dong in the background.
It's Mario, baby.
Their children. And he went on this huge thing where he started encouraging routine infant circumcision, and parents that were scared.
All right, I'm just gonna have a little bit. It's Kellogg. You want everyone to stop masturbating.
Or feeling pressured or not all the way on board with butt sex up here, that sphincter will be like, nope, you shall not pass. And if you try to pass anyway, that shit's gonna hurt, okay? So don't do that. Don't hurt your partners, okay? You want to make sure that everything you do, you talk about it beforehand. Penetrative anal sex is not a spontaneous sex act. You need to talk about it first. You need to be on the same page, and everyone needs to be totally willing and totally into it.
Spontaneous anal sex is a pain in the ass.
That's all she needed to say.
Yeah.
Spontaneous anal sex is a pain in the ass. Moving on.
Yeah. Well, we have to of course talk about consent. Like I'm sure there are monsters out there or people who are dysfunctional, but who have you ever met who would really think, I can just do anal sex and I don't need to ask?
Right, you're
Like,
doing it doggy style with your girl, and all of a sudden you look down and you're like, I bet she wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
Wham! What? You know?
There's a hole here, there's a hole there.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
What? Oh my god. I don't know what kind of beasts she went out with.
Oh, kidding. Well, I think this is where everyone feels good when they get to nod their head about something moral. Like, yes, we should. It's like kindergarten. Like, yes, teacher, 1 + 1 is 2.
Yes.
It is. We shouldn't push each other by the toys. Yes.
Yes, teacher. We should use lots of lube and make sure she's ready for the anal. Right.
Welcome to the new college.
And that goes for anything. But in a physiological sense, this is not something you can be a little nervous about and try. You need to feel really, really comfortable. Otherwise, it will be unpleasant. If you put something in your butt, I suggest before doing anything with a partner, I suggest doing it on your own and getting a feel for your body. Make sure anything you put in your butt has a flared base. Alright, like this. This has a flared base. The reason for this is that your butt is basically a vacuum cleaner. And what happens is when you get turned on and have any contractions or orgasm,
Your butt
Is a
vacuum cleaner.
By Dirt Devil. Perfect commercial. Best one ever.
I'm sorry, but when she said that, like I was like, your butt's more like a leaf blower. Things come out of it.
Yeah.
When you do put things in, and I'm not saying they can't go in, I understand that if they get past the edge of like the event horizon of your anus,
Yeah.
they may be lost forever in your butt.
I know that we're being a little picky here, but she really was scientifically inaccurate there. She goes on now, she's talking about contractions and stuff like that. It's not, vacuum cleaners don't contract and pull things in, right?
We don't need to talk. we don't need to talk down to the
People
audience.
can't hear this because I'm doing hand gestures to illustrate.
we don't need to talk down to the audience. I'm pretty certain that most people know that your butt doesn't go.
I'm just saying that for the audience and for us, we're not saying we're educators. We're science educators. Going to college is on tour, right?
Oh, God.
And you know somewhere this is being paid for by students' tuition. It's being paid for
Student union.
by
paid for this.
taxpayers are chipping in for this crap.
Oh, what a scam.
Yeah.
butt just sucks stuff.
Your butt just sucks up. No, play it back.
Oh, I can't get back there.
Just suck stuff up.
Oh, I did.
I'm not even kidding. That is how 4,000 people end up in the emergency room in the U.S. every year.
Right.
All kinds of stuff stuck in their butt.
It's true. I remember I was home last weekend and I sat down on my couch and I was looking for the remote. Couldn't find it. Reached into my head. Just started to feel a little pinch in my rectum. TV turned on all on its own.
Well, I think what she's really getting at here is this is a confession about a lot of ultra feminists and social justice warriors is they have something stuck up their butt.
No, but I mean, like, I've heard horror stories where people have used sex toys and they pushed a little too far. Literally, they pushed a little too far. So yeah, it does happen. Yeah, it's good to warn people about it, I guess.
Or some people put just weird stuff. It's not even. It might be sexual in some way, but it's not even a sex act. They just put weird shit in their body and they can't get it out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, good thing she's there to tell us. There you go.
Sex, straight guys in particular, who like think it's so cool. They really want to try real sex, and that's chill. But then they're scared.
That's chill, everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that there is a
You catch that, homies?
That's
chill. She got that straight from Dre.
It's related to homophobia, particularly. This idea that if you have something in your butt, that it makes you gay. But that's not how it works.
I think Milo might have something to comment on about that. Now, maybe it doesn't make you gay. But if it's there intentionally, with the help of a partner, and it's a penis, then it does.
I'm sure some people. I'm just experimenting, man. Sure.
Like,
whatever.
just because I've got some dude's penis rammed up my ass doesn't mean.
Okay.
You guys are so judgmental.
Go.
Alright? How you use your body does not make you gay. That is part of how
What?
you feel about it.
How you use your body does not make you gay.
Go.
Who you're attracted to. And even if it did make you gay, so what? Being gay is fucking awesome. So let's all chill out about it.
Look, a message from the 90s. It's okay to be gay.
Right? Which is, I think, what we saw with Kanye. Just feeling this idea that if you are like a gay man, you're being emasculated because you're actually like a woman. Right? Women are penetrated, not men. Right? So there's like this misogyny and homophobia and transphobia thing too.
God's sake, this would be relevant if she was on stage in the 90s. Holy shit, what
Who
era is she
says?
living in?
I've never once thought that a gay man was a fucking woman.
Yeah. Is he a woman? Wait, only women are penetrated. That's what I mean. Like, this is out of, like, from a time machine. But that's amazing. I should get a shirt with her face on it. And it says, how you use your body does not determine if you're gay.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
That at least in part.
Yes. I think there's a connection.
There's
Here.
a slight connection.
Yes.
You could be gay and celibate.
It's true.
Yeah, you could be gay and celibate.
It's true. Yeah.
That creates this stigma that prevents people from having orgasms. And I think that's a problem because orgasms are awesome. So if you're interested in butt stuff, it's okay. It's totally cool. If you're not, it's also cool. I would suggest trying it out on your own, see that you feel comfortable, and see how it feels. You can actually feel a little bit of what the prostate feels like right underneath the balls, the areas between the anus and your balls, like that little hot spot right there, the perineum. You press on that a little bit, you can feel it. Alright? Just get a little flavor. It's not the same as actually milking the prostate, but
I'm just
you get a hint.
I'm just gonna
So
tell
these are all
I just gotta tell Laci that there's no flavor in that area. That is worth trying. None. I'm pretty certain.
It's not. At least it's not one of the flavors.
It's
Baskin-Robbins.
you're never gonna find it at Baskin-Robbins. What's this? It's in between the ball sack and the anus.
This is the prostate flavor.
Go.
of the body parts that are most likely to result in orgasm. However, I want to emphasize that sex is about so much more than orgasm. And it's about so much more
Well, it's good to know because that's what the fuck you've been going on about.
Pleasure. It's about connection. All right, with yourself, with others. So don't be afraid to explore your whole body. When you're turned on, different parts of your body will light up.
Man, it's like she's talking to children.
Yeah.
Experiment with a partner.
Sex is about the precious.
That they didn't know felt so amazing. That's a big part of creating your best sex ever. One of my favorite ways to explore is with masturbation. I'm probably the masturbation queen. Truth be told, I really love masturbation. I think that it's really awesome. Masturbation changed my life. As I told you guys earlier, I grew up Mormon. And growing up Mormon, if you're unfamiliar, you learn a lot of shame about your body and about your sexuality. And I had a lot of self-hatred, and it felt like my vagina was this horrible, scary thing. And masturbating, at first it made me feel really, really guilty. I had a lot of
Okay,
really,
can I point this out again?
feelings, even though masturbation felt so amazing.
That this lady, there was another lady that took over for the sign language. She did not seem like she was making crude gestures, but for some reason, this lady, she just looks like she's saying really nasty stuff with her hand gestures. Okay, so as you're listening to her, just pay attention to this lady here. For some reason, seems like she's like a porno gesture over here.
I kept doing it, right? I just felt really guilty about it. Eventually, in
Yeah,
the process,
that's
I
right.
came
Yo,
to love
I'm
masturbation
gonna poke, pinch,
and
I'm
be
twist.
okay with it. And it was one of the first times that I really
Get you, grab your titties.
I think she's force pushing the crowd.
Yeah. Suggestions. She's giving subliminal suggestions to everybody.
A crucial step, a crucial moment in my.
Ooh, my hands are tired from all this dirty gesturing.
However, women are, in particular, are more likely to feel shame and to not do it. Right? They're three times more likely to struggle with the shame of it.
I don't know about you, but
Why?
my background's
Obviously,
religious.
A woman who does sexual things is a dirty slut. Right?
And when they were talking about masturbation and how filthy and sinful it was, they were never talking to women.
No.
Ever.
No.
They just assumed women never did it. So maybe that's true. There is shame for both. But let's not pretend that it's like, and again, citation.
Right.
Holy crap.
Like, I mean, any time that I ever heard somebody talking about masturbation when I was growing up, it was literally like, well, you better not do that or you'll get hair on your hands or fucking
Can't
some
you
other
get a girl.
Right, you know.
Hairy palms.
Fuck. Paul Henderson taking you out for a date there tonight? Fuck, what?
Yeah.
I never once heard them say that, you know, it was a problem when women do it, but
So, well, I'm sure there's a shame that women experience too, but why does it always have to be men versus women? Here we are again. Women are more likely to struggle.
Yeah,
Really? How do you know that? Where's the citation? I want to look that up. Like, what are you talking about?
where's the study?
Oh my God. She has an allergic reaction to citations.
About sexual women. So this is definitely tied up in that. So there are a lot of benefits in masturbation. You can learn about your body. I think if you're trying to figure out what feels good for you, masturbation.
Yeah, I'm still not
is a
seeing
great
any
way to do that.
citation.
All right, you can do
Let's
it
just-
on your own terms.
Let's just say from here on out, like, I'm just gonna stop talking about citation, but I'm always thinking it because, oh my God, she's making claims to the entire thing.
Yeah, skip ahead.
That there's a taboo about STIs, but this is actually incredibly damaging. It encourages misinformation. People get scared. They don't take care of themselves. People feel outcasted, alone. There are a lot of negative social effects that come from people not understanding that STIs are a part of life that we can prevent.
Okay.
A really good example.
This part is very important. This is where she normalizes and minimizes the significance of sexually transmitted diseases, which for me was the fucking mind-blowing part.
Right. Now, I understand where she's trying to go with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't treat people badly.
Yeah, don't treat people badly because they have an STI.
This is where the anti-science, feelings, compassion before facts and evidence and reality come into such dangerous collision. This is where it goes. She is now going to, for an entire room full of college students who are probably almost all sexually active, she is going to now encourage them to think of sexually transmitted diseases as she just said, a normal part of life.
Replay it.
Gross. Shamed. Unfortunate. Embarrassed.
I just said it blew my mind.
STDs are normal. Yeah. So wild.
All right, so
Yes.
guess what?
STDs.
I'm a 19-year-old college student. I'm about to screw this really hot chick in my room, on my bed. She's smoking hot. Oh, neither of us have condoms. Fuck. It's like, oh fuck. What are we gonna do? Because we're really ready to have sex here. Oh, don't worry, she says. I'm on birth control. And then I'm thinking, well, there might be disease, but diseases are kind of normal. So it's going to possibly tip the balance for my mind, which is filled with hormones in a rage. This is poison.
Now, she does say later, I believe, and we'll play the rest of the video, that, you should take precautions. But I'm sorry, when you front load the
Yes.
conversation by saying, they're normal, they're everywhere, and they are. That's the true thing.
That is true.
But you know what? Burglars are everywhere. I don't fucking leave my doors unlocked.
You should be. This is anyone who's a real educator about this, meaning that they have degrees in this field. Well, I don't believe any of them in good conscience would be able to say it's a normal part of life. It's a disease, right? Diseases are innately not normal. They are an abnormality. They are a change of status from normal and healthy to not. You're trying to eliminate the shame, but you can't do that this way. You have to try and get people concerned so they don't get the disease, so diseases don't spread as much. And I'm sorry, some people are going to feel shamed, be upset. That's
Right.
life. That's what's normal. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, just keep playing.
Are normal. They're a normal part of life. Just like all of the other germs and bugs and bacteria and viruses
Oh my
that
God.
human beings give each other.
She did not just
Every
compare
other
it to like
context,
germs on your
that's
table.
just another context that we do that. Alright? STDs are also preventable, right? You can keep yourself STI free with
See,
some
yeah,
good
you can.
practices.
Well, that part's not fine. That
They're
part's fine.
curable. Okay, none of these is gonna
Some are.
dramatically
Some
change
are.
your life. Most of these will not dramatically change your life. So why is it that we think of STDs as this separate, scary category of germs and viruses and bacteria? Probably because it's associated with sex, right?
Right.
Because of the taboo
Oh my
about
God.
sex,
So-
that there's a taboo.
Like lung cancer is associated with smoking, right? And smoking and lung cancer are just a normal part of life. You can prevent it by not fucking smoking.
Fuck. It's okay. So this is the blindness of the social justice, cultural Marxist, crazy people these days. They're so convinced of certain truths that, for instance, most of society slut shames people. Sex is dirty. That's what most people are thinking. Well, then that must be what's tying all of this in. Wow. No, it's not. We're thinking it's dirty and filthy because it's a disease. For Christ's sake, if my
Maybe we have the
if
wrong.
my genitals are gonna puff up and look like cauliflower, that is gross. I don't care if anyone slut shames me about it.
Well, you might when it happens to you, but at that point, you're probably not really going to be showing them off.
Right. Yeah, well, you never know what the future holds.
If they look like the base of the trunk of an old fallen down tree in the forest with fungus all over it, nobody's going to go near it.
Right. She's just drawing connections by assumption. Oh my God,
This is making me stupider.
Yes.
It encourages misinformation. People get scared. They don't take care of themselves. People feel outcasted, alone. There are a lot of negative social effects that come from people not understanding that STIs are a part of life that we can prevent.
So if you get an STD and you feel like people are gonna think you're yucky, then that means that it's everyone else's fault if you don't go to the doctor or a clinic and get that shit taken care of.
But
because you already didn't prevent it in the first place.
She doesn't even stay consistent though, because like at one point she's like, it's normal, but we can prevent it. Well, fine. Let's focus on the prevention. But she doesn't want to focus on the prevention.
Right.
She wants to focus on making everyone
First thing
feel
she's
better.
talking about is about people's feelings about it. Like, I'm sorry. More important, prevention.
Yes.
That's the first thing we talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about prevention.
A good example of how STD shame is tied up with sex shame is HPV, or human papillomavirus. There are so many different strains of it, right? Dozens of strains. Warts. You can get them on your hands. You can get them on your feet. You can get them on your genitals. It is the same exact virus. Same virus. All of those different warts, right? And yet it's only genital warts that's seen as this special, scary one that says something about your character.
That is wrong.
About your future, right? And that's.
Well, I don't know about this particular fact because she's not putting any citations.
Well, I mean, this is just my understanding about it, but here, let's just take a look.
I'm just thinking, like, we could have spent that hour going and listening to Sam Harris. That would have been, like, someone presenting things that are actually amazing. This is how the brain works. Neurons and blah, blah, and you have, like, evidence and facts, and you think of so many speakers. I'm just going to play this while you're looking.
Yep.
Related to sex. So I'm going to give you a crash course, really quickly, brief rundown, the very basics, the absolute minimum that you need to know about STIs before you get sexy with someone. These are the most common STIs that happen in college campuses. I'm not sure what the stats are for Canada, but a little more than half of U.S. college students will graduate.
Thanks for coming to Canada, not bothering to brush up on any of your stats for the people you're going to be spending time with.
Right. So she says there are dozens of types of HPV. All right, which is not entirely wrong. There's over 170 different types.
Yeah.
Which is just it's a small error.
Yeah,
it's a small error.
Small.
But then she says it's the exact same warts that are on your hands, and on your feet, and on your genitals. Okay. So why are the ones in your genitals is special? Okay. Well, no, they're not the exact same. They're different variants.
Right.
All right, and the ones on your genitals are different than the ones on your hands. The one on your hands that you can cure with compound W are not the same as the ones on your fucking balls.
Hey.
All right? So, I'm sorry. You are not a sex educator. What the fuck, man? Like here, just as an example, there's HPV-1.
Yep.
That's foot warts. Then there's HPV-45. That's cervical cancer. HPV-18 can also cause cervical cancer. HPV-6 causes genital warts. HPV-11 causes genital warts. So probably a different variant.
Yeah.
All right. We have HPV-31 causes cervical cancer. HPV-16 cervical cancer, and then HPV-2 hand warts.
It just came to my mind very clearly. This is a motivational talk. This is not an educational talk.
No.
This is like when people shout and scream, like, "Are you going to take control of your life?" And they're like, "Yes." Well, I didn't hear you. Are you good? That's all this is.
Right.
And I'm yelling into the microphone. And sorry, audience. I was trying to motivate you.
That's everyone here to the left.
Don't get too close to that lady. She's going to grab your titties.
So we can reduce those numbers. It's okay. It's not a huge deal. Ideally, we want people to be less ill, right? And we can do that. So let's first talk about chlamydia. This is the most common one of all. There are usually no symptoms for chlamydia. This is actually the case for every STI. Usually no symptoms. That's good news, right? You could have an STI and it's not going to dramatically change your life.
Citation fucking needed.
She doesn't need a citation. She has pictures off of clip art there.
I know that you said you weren't going to say it anymore.
It is everywhere. I don't think there's any citations to this entire
Again,
evidence.
I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying it would be nice to have a fucking source.
Yeah.
And if it causes damage because you don't do anything about it, that's a problem. So chlamydia in particular, this is a bacterial infection, and if it's left untreated, particularly because you don't know you have it, it can cause infertility. When I worked at Planned Parenthood, we very, very similar. It's the most common cause of pelvic and
gonorrhea,
which is the most common cause of infertility. Again, usually no symptoms. Bacterial, usually curable. Now, when I first started teaching at high schools, I guess almost 3 years ago now,
she's gotten at your kids.
It was always curable with an antibiotic. But in the last few years, and it's actually thanks to Toronto, first place that we found super gonorrhea in North America.
Yeah, I believe it's called Parliament.
Actually, I'm pretty certain that patient 0 is Justin Trudeau.
This is provincial, so it'd be, what's her name? Catherine Wynne.
Catherine Wynne.
Yeah.
That was where the first outbreak was. This is gonorrhea that does not respond to antibiotics. Gonorrhea that cannot be cured.
Oh, yeah. I think she means antibiotics when she says antibiotics.
Maybe.
I mean, since she's a sex educator, I just thought maybe...
Maybe they say it different down south. It's just like the British, they call it aluminium, we say aluminum. Their way is actually right, because they made up the word, so...
Even though they're wrong.
Even though they're wrong.
Alright, so that's a problem. There are people with super gonorrhea in every state in the U.S. now, all over Canada.
Sounds super.
Yeah.
It's still relatively rare compared to the big.
Well, obviously you need gonorrhea kryptonite. Like, just...
I have no weaknesses except kryptonite and super gonorrhea. Keep that on the down low. Superman, how do you know that's a weakness? I said stop talking about it.
You know, it's out there, and it's worth knowing that that's a thing that exists. So be careful. All right, HPV or warts. Good news about warts: 90% of cases go away on their own. 90% of cases within 2 years they go dormant. You'll have HPV, then it'll go away. You'll never have to deal with HPV. Usually no symptoms. It's really important to note that the types of HPV.
See, look at this lady. I'm sorry. Look at this lady now over here. They're not talking about penises or vaginas or screwing anymore. And now her sign language looks completely different. She's barely moving her hand.
They're using different words now.
Yeah.
Of course it would look different.
She looks like she's poking and jamming and twisting and grabbing down, and I still say she had subliminal messaging there.
You think?
Never have symptoms. Right, the
See?
cancerous
Look at
ones
that.
will never have warts. So the good news is, if you have warts from HPV, it's a non-cancerous type, right? You will have warts, and you know that sucks because people don't like the aesthetic, but it's not going to give you cancer, okay? It's otherwise relatively harmless. All right. So the bad news is that HPV, certain strains can cause cancer. And not just cervical cancer, which we talk about a lot, right? It's how people usually talk about HPV, but it can also cause penile cancers, anal cancers, throat cancers, all types of cancers, all right? So this is not...
There are all kinds of cancers, but by her last thing that she was saying, it was all the warts were the same. All cancers are the same. They're all the same thing.
Yeah. Every type of HPV, the same HPV that's on your hands, and it's on your feet, and it's on your genitals, can also cause all these different types of cancers.
But all these types of cancers are really just cancer. They're all the same thing.
Right. I know that's not what she's actually saying, but at this point we're just poking fun at her.
It's the equivalent of the scientific moranicity of what she just said. I don't know if that's a word or not, but it's...
Well, why not? Like, let's lower the fucking bar some more. Yeah, she's the dum-dum. Whatever. God, I can't even fucking think.
Let's see if I can...
There are now...
Skip ahead. I need my...
I want to get to the part where she talks about AIDS.
It's everywhere! Everyone who touches it.
Herpes. Oh, yeah.
It is there, and it doesn't go away. Just like HPV, because it's a virus, once you have it, you have it for good. So this can transmit, worth noting, we're coming off of cold sore season, but just in general, you can transmit HSV from mouth to genitals. If you've ever had a cold sore, that's HSV1. HSV2 usually lives on the genitals, but either strain can live in both places. So if your partner has a cold sore, maybe don't have oral sex right now. Skin-to-skin contact, that's how it's transmitted, that's why it gets everywhere, and it is tested for with a blood test and visual screening. So it's kind of hard to test for herpes, and doctors don't like to do it because so many people have it, and that's why for many people, herpes is just kind of like a part of life. It's like a rash. And actually, it wasn't even a very big deal, herpes, until Valtrex came along and made a big fear campaign about how herpes is really terrible.
Oh my God. So, I get cold sores. I don't have genital herpes, but I do get cold sores. I've had it since I was a child. I don't know where I got it. Generally in life, it's not been a big problem. Really, it's irritating, not a big problem. But I did have one time when my immune system went down, and it was during theater. So someone had me put makeup on, even though I told them it was a bad idea for our tech run. And I don't know what happened, but my cold sore exploded all over my mouth. It didn't literally explode, but it was just everywhere. It was huge. If this is grossing out the audience, good, because it is not normal, right? You want to avoid this shit. And I had to, maybe it's good that we're playing this part, because apparently a lot of people don't know this, that how to avoid this stuff and how contagious it can be. I had to keep telling people to stay away from my face when I was doing that. Like, the actors would be like, I'm going to touch your face. I'm like, don't touch my face. Like, keep your hands away from my face. Makeup people, I'll do your makeup for you. No, no, you're not going to do that. But I also, when people go to the hospital and you have a serious illness, while you're recovering, your immune system, boom, it bottoms out. Especially if they have to pump you full of all kinds of weird antibiotics. And it will crawl across your face. And I'm sure it's the same thing if you have genital herpes. That's when it lays dormant and it pops out when you're weak. So the stuff that she's saying, that's not a big deal, bullshit. It's not a big deal much of the time.
Right.
Most of the time.
When you're in your 30s and your immune system bottoms out for any reason and you end up getting thrush like you're a freaking 12-month-old baby, that's not normal.
No. But I mean, and as you get older, it becomes more of a problem because as you become a senior citizen, your immune system's going to go down more. You're going to have more medications to help you with more medical problems you're having. Oh, and she's just minimizing this. Like, just don't do that. Just emphasize that it's something you need to avoid. Mm-hmm. And there are ways to do that.
When you talk to really old people who have herpes, which I have, they're like, oh yeah, it's just my little rash. They don't even think about it as like this big scary thing that we think of it now. So it is basically like a genital rash. And it's not going to really hurt you. Oh, the only way that herpes
it's not like a rash.
Is if you get it in your eye. Don't
you put ointment on a rash. It goes away.
Just don't touch your eyes in general. Alright, 50% of those cases.
I've had many rashes. That is not the same fucking thing.
Right. I have sensitive skin. If I use the wrong type of detergent, the back of my leg gets all raw.
Yeah.
It's not fucking herpes.
Right. Let's hope not.
Like I really hope that people don't think that we're mischaracterizing what she's saying here. Like like I said, if you want to watch
the original video, if you want, man, this is really this bad.
All right, last one, the biggie. Right, we can't talk about STIs without talking about HIVs.
This is the big one.
You've all heard this before.
Holy.
You probably know the rundown, but just in case, this is how it's transmitted: through blood, breast milk, vaginal fluid, pre-cum, and semen. So basically, anything that's coming out of your boobs, coming out of your veins, coming out of your genitals can carry HIV. Alright, HIV obviously
That's
is
all.
a virus. It goes into your cells and it causes them to replicate, right? It replicates itself in your body. This can cause a lowered life expectancy. This is the most recent numbers across all of North America, actually. This includes Canada.
Okay,
For
so
people of color, the life expectancy with an HIV diagnosis is...
I can't see the numbers. I'm assuming the other screen has changed from what this one showed.
And just so people are aware, there was a second screen in the room. Our camera couldn't capture both screens.
Right.
There's probably other copies available on the internet.
Yep.
There weren't any citations on the other screen.
No. Though she may have put numbers there. So you need to tell people where you're getting the numbers. You know. Oh my God. 80% of studies are made up on the spot.
Right, 70% of the time. Let's go.
8 years. For white people, it's 72. That's right. Why is there such a huge discrepancy based on race? Any guesses? Access to healthcare. Absolutely.
Oh, could you give me a whole shitload of citations, please?
Well, no, she's not wrong. Like, I mean, she's talking about the overall general statistics.
Right.
Not a lot of whites live in Africa.
Right.
Right? The people who got AIDS in North America have access to modern health care.
Right.
The people who live in Africa
but
don't have access to clean water.
Well, she still have citations, but is she talking about that, or is she now talking about here in North America or in the West?
But she didn't specify.
Yeah.
She didn't specify. If you're
that
looking,
should be her slogan for life.
If you're looking at the difference in life expectancy between a population, so blacks versus whites when it comes to AIDS, right? She didn't tell us blacks versus whites in North America. She just said blacks versus whites in general. So is she including the stats from Africa? Is she not including the stats from Africa?
The reason I'm on guard with stuff like that is because it could be true. But I remember listening to a show by a medical doctor on CBC Radio, which is Canada's state-run network, called White Coat, Black Art. And the whole episode was about how the medical community neglects and mistreats Native Americans. And he presented nothing but people telling stories. No citations for anything. And that's from a medical doctor who should be very concerned about his reputation and simply was not. What, you know, and if it's true, give me the citations. I wanna challenge my ideas. Like, let me know. Like, but give me something.
I'm not even saying that I'm challenging the ideas. I just want the information.
Right.
Access to resources and healthcare problem. And people of color, I don't know what the story is. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit more ignorant about Canada. People of color, particularly in the U.S.,
See?
are very, very
See, it's exactly what I was telling you. I knew where she was going with that. And I'm sorry, but you need to cite that because if it's about economics, then that is not by skin color. If there are more poor black people, percentage-wise, that's a different statement to me than saying the medical community just doesn't take care in America of people because they have dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then it's an economic problem, an access issue. Again, like I said, her slogan.
Obamacare takes care of that.
Yeah.
This is in
Well,
full
no,
swing.
clearly, Obama has a high chance of getting AIDS and not being treated well.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, if she has the stats to back it up, I'd look at them. I would.
Resources don't have the same access to resources, money, wealth, all these things. It's a big systemic problem, and it results in things like this, where people of color die much more frequently than white people. So this is why HIV is not just a sexual health issue or a reproductive justice issue. This is a racial justice issue.
And talk about oversimplifying. Okay, I just wanted to interject again. Maybe that's because that a higher percentage of black families don't have a father in the house, and so there's a single parent trying to run all this stuff, and so there's life skills that aren't as easily taught and acquired by these children growing without dads, right? There's all these different complex things you could question. How does this all affect the situation?
Yeah, everything gets simplified down to Racism. It's a racial justice issue.
Oh, we could either talk about all these complex things, do studies, and try and figure it all out, or we could just say white people are racist.
Right.
Well, okay. Thanks for that.
All right, so this is viral. It's done with a blood test or a cheek swab, and it doesn't discriminate. Sometimes because the way that the AIDS epidemic happened, people think that you can only get HIV if you're gay. Wrong. You can get HIV if you have sex, regardless of who you are. All right? So actually the fastest growing HIV population in North America right now is straight women. Yeah. Okay, the good news about all of this is that you don't have to deal with it, and you can minimize the consequences fairly easily.
Okay, so before this begins, let me just say that they had time to produce, and these were good quality videos that were produced for her presentation.
Not our video.
No, it looks crappy on here, right? But this is a camcorder. But they were obviously, they put time and effort into this.
Yeah.
Instead of any citations.
You said you wouldn't talk about that anymore.
I lied. Damn it, Laci turned me into a liar. That bitch.
You crossed the line.
Oh no. Again, this is like children, right? We gotta make a song that's funny, a parody of a pop song about condoms.
To be fair, you make parody songs for every video we make.
That's true. Parodies, I do love parodies, but I don't present them in a room full of people and present myself as an educator about something before I do.
Clearly, anyone listening to this video is going to know we're not educators.
Shit disturbers at best. Look, this is who needs this video? Who is this video for?
Oh, open condom style, man. It makes sense. Like, now I know how to open a condom.
Yeah, she should have made it. At this rate, she should have made a song that was just like, "Don't go raping style." It's wrong to rapey style.
Just go.
Don't run into traffic style. Can I skip this?
Yes.
It's just total stupidity.
Relatively straightforward. I'm sure you all know how to use a condom, but there are a couple of things just to keep in mind. One is not to open this with your teeth, right? I know you're in a frenzy and you're doing something with your right hand, but you gotta make sure you open it with two hands, okay? Otherwise you can put a little tear in it. It's actually relatively rare. It's rarer than people think to put a tear in it, but it can happen.
I never, ever once in my life thought, I sure wish I could watch Laci sitting on a comfortable couch opening a condom in the same room that I'm in.
Well, I mean, back in the day when she was first on YouTube, I kind of wouldn't have minded the idea of her sitting on a comfortable couch opening a condom. Just saying.
I didn't know her back then.
Is to make sure that you're gonna hold it like a little hat, okay?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna skip this, dude. If you're watching our channel and you don't know how to open a condom, this is not what our channel's for.
No,
So
move along. Move along.
This is a great picture.
Yo!
The walking dumb.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my god.
Chlamydia. So for herpes and HPV, the ones that are transmitted by skin-to-skin contact, this actually has more protection, right? It protects you much more than an external condom. So the other advantage of these is that you can put them in.
Well, this is the female condom, right?
Hours ahead of time. All right. So you got a date, right? Doing your hair, right? Putting your clothes, putting in your condom, and you're good to go. Some people like
And if it
because
falls,
it's already there, and you don't have to think.
and if it falls out during sex, don't try and put it on like an oxygen mask. The cabin has not depressurized.
This is just this woman. Just look at her. I wouldn't trust her about anything as far as advice. Like if she was like, "Hey, there's a McDonald's just around the corner. Let's go grab a cheap burger." I wouldn't trust her to tell me if it was $1.50 or $2. That is how little confidence I put in her.
Yeah. Well.
And I think everyone else should do the same.
You're just ready to go. They're like the spontaneity. The last benefit that depends on your anatomy.
Skip ahead again.
This little ridge. On the safe sex train, I had a little STI scare, and I was like, I'm gonna have the safest sex ever. And then I got myself some latex gloves.
This is the part where she thinks she's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
She wants to grab your lightsaber, baby.
And actually, this ended up being so much fun just for pleasure purposes too. What happens is that it smooths over your nail bed and your nails and your cuticle, and it makes everything really soft. So when you like finger your partner or do whatever you're doing with gloves, everything feels way nicer.
Do whatever you're doing. Like, she continually acts like somebody who's just extremely juvenile about this material.
Like, look. Do you ever remember that Sunday night sex show with Dr. Ruth that was on TV here in Canada? She was like she's like 175 years old.
Yep.
You know, kind of, you want to do what with your boyfriend? Right? Like, it was the creepiest shit ever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that woman knew her shit.
Yes.
Right? And she gave good, solid advice. She didn't shame anyone.
Right.
She went onto the phone with individuals who would call in, and she would give them great advice.
Yep.
And she would always kind of make a point to say, like, you know, if you need more advice, you know, you can get a hold of me here, send an email.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give you some places to go and look for more information. Don't do this. Don't rush into it. Go to this site. Check this out. She was willing to give people not only good sex advice coming from the ancient one, but it was good. It was good sex advice. But she gave people sources of information to look into.
Yeah.
And she was straightforward about it. It was a little weird because she was old, and maybe that's just me going, okay, well, you know an awful lot about this, and you've been looking into it for a while. But Laci,
She's creepy.
It is
as
creepy.
hell.
Yeah, we're creepy.
Well, I mean, this thing with the glove. Okay, now tell me honestly, does this seem like that she's educating people, or is this like she's sitting on a couch here? Just imagine in the background, it's a living room, and there's a bunch of women sitting around her. Doesn't it seem like she's selling sex toys more than anything else? Like her demeanor, her presentation of everything. I just don't take her seriously.
It's like it's not even like that. It's like she's at a slumber party at a college sorority, and she's like, "You girls want to try something risky?"
Yeah. I have a glove.
Right.
It's very smooth.
It's gonna make it feel better.
And again, people paid her obviously to come there.
It is awesome. It basically turns your hand into a sex toy. Add a little bit of lube. It's a fun night, right? Easy way to spice it up a little bit.
See?
Okay,
Sounds like
the
she's
last
selling
one
it.
I tell you about is mostly just because they're so freaking adorable. And that is little finger condoms.
Oh, God. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you this right now. If I'm gonna, decide to sleep with a chick and she starts putting on finger condoms and shit, I'll be like, you know what? I don't know what you got, or what you've been near with other people with diseases they've had that you're doing this shit, I think I'm just gonna go home, take a cold shower.
You know what? There's that scene from Naked Gun where they go to have sex and they just throw on the body condom.
Yeah.
They sound like two rubber whatever rubbing together. It's like
yeah. Well, I've met women in my time, and I'm not a big player or whatever, but I've had women who are like, let's just go and get a bunch of saran wrap and put it over this and put it over that, and so there's no body contact. And this wasn't even around stuff I considered like sensitive or whatever, like areas of the body. I was just like, you know what? We'll just do this some other time.
Like never.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So if I gotta bring a backpack with me and I gotta take it off and we have to sort through all the accoutrements or whatever that word is.
Yeah.
How do you
Well,
say that word?
hey man, I don't know. Just like pull out the duffel bag with like the tent tarp and just tie it around you. Go.
Yeah, date Cobra Commander. He seems like someone to me. Up to some of the stuff. Look at my glove. It's soft. It's a sex toy. Bend over, Destro. Don't worry. It doesn't make you gay. Yeah, skipping.
Yeah? You're really into it? You don't have to. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna hang out here, and if you could just narrate. Yeah, like, how to put it on.
Hey.
Opening it, not with your teeth.
So if we had, let's say, Dan Savage on stage calling a woman up there, doing the same thing, even though he's gay, don't you think there's a possibility he might be nervous that even though it's a volunteer doing it of her free will, she might change her mind about that later?
Go.
It emotionally harmed me and traumatized me.
I was in front of all these people. Everyone was watching.
Some assholes recorded it, put it on their YouTube channel. They were laughing at me. Do it, Laci. Lower your voice an octave.
Now gag on it.
Are you wearing a rubber glove?
Moving like a little hat, I see. Pinching the tip, I see. Rolling it on, I see.
Well, I guess we don't see. I don't know what I'm doing with the...
Oh, nice work!
You're changing the battery.
Oh, I think I was changing the camera here.
Oh, skip.
Pinch the tip and roll. Thanks for your help.
You missed the most important part.
I did. I really did.
5 fluids through which HIV is.
Now there's no evidence that Laci sexually mistreated that woman. She'll have no defense or no way to prosecute her in court.
No, listen and believe.
Those 5 fluids. Do I see a hand back there? Really loud. Breast milk. Got the boobs down. Of all.
Alright, we're going to go into another video here.
I'm sitting in the club. I feel it's not hot enough until you walk in. It's like, oh my god. Then again, I don't believe in God. I believe in you, and that's the truth. I want to get close to you and get up inside your space. Over there, what are you doing? You don't even know this woman. She's a part of your face. You don't even know she's a human being. She's got a brain.
The introduction in this video of the beta male stepping in. the one guy's hitting on a woman so far. By the way, these videos I found patronizing.
Well, now I think she's moving into the consent portion.
Yes, I think so.
So why don't we just skip past the copyright claim and...
Well, they can't do the copyright here because it's from a camcorder in an environment, and the audio is all funny. Like,
Yeah, but that doesn't ever stop him from trying.
I still think it's interesting. Like, it's clearly one of these male feminist guys. It's like, hey, dude, you're acting like a dude. How dare you? How dare you act like a dude? Like, the woman was not in danger. She didn't seem to be under threat in any way. And this guy steps in. And
She looked like she wasn't into it, but she's also an actress.
Yeah.
Everything you say, which reminds me of my sex talk about you. Anyway, tell me what things to do. No, that's what
And did he have consent to touch that guy's face? Because I believe he shoved his face back, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you can't ask a woman out if she's not into you. You can't, know beforehand and read her mind. But you can come up to another dude and shove his face back.
Yep.
Yeah. The consent song. Consent contract.
Wow.
Yep. By the way, Dave Chappelle and his show was prophetic about that. They did a skit about it, and it is coming to pass. Holy shit.
Yeah, but they'll make us think about that too.
Yeah.
You were a shit cameraman.
What?
You were a shit cameraman.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, the conditions weren't the best, and I believe I was also having problems with the tripod at some point. I couldn't get something to work right on it.
Couldn't get the condom on.
Yeah, that's right. I was pinching when I should have been pulling, or I don't know.
Actually, I think this is at the point where you were trying to stick your finger in my ass.
Oh,
we weren't being gay, but we were.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't gay at
Our
all.
behavior doesn't determine our sexuality. Yeah, and we were like trying to touch everyone we could with our herpes hands because it's no big deal.
It's normal.
We wanted them all to have just a rash.
It's a rash.
Like, these guys are pathetic. This guy on the right is like so desperate in his character to like, look, it's all fine, it's okay, everything that they want is okay, everything feminists say is good, it's good, it's good, really, it's fine. Like, dude, grow some fucking balls. Holy shit. All you did was walk up to a woman in this video and try and hit on her. It's not a fucking crime.
Well, it might be. It might be soon.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess technically you're right. And this guy, look how smug he is. Yeah, that's right. I just clipped your balls, man. You gotta be like a little wimpy little shit now. And the girl who's being paid to be an actress, obviously, is dancing around like, I love it. A man with no backbone. I love it. He didn't show any. He wanted me so bad he was willing to give up about it right away. Oh.
You want to know what women love? Women love contracts. They love contracts. Prenuptial agreements, consent agreements.
Turns them on.
Oh man, nothing gets them wetter than a nice big piece of paper.
Because that's also a consent contract. A consent that I get to keep the shit that I'd earned over the years if you decide to fuck off and do other shit. Okay. So let's skip over it a little bit. It is really like, look at her. Oh, it turns me on. Right. Sure. And like, does it have to go on this long? Like,
No.
all they're singing over and over again is consent. It's like, is this like some kind of new version of propaganda, or they're just trying to say the same thing over and over again? So you go home having nightmares about it? Oh, it was a terrible nightmare. These people were they kept jumping up and down like a bunch of sissies and yelling consent.
I'm gonna say it again. We're reaching what, like the second hour that we've been doing this or something?
Oh, really? Oh my god.
I don't know, but all I have to say is that we recorded this shit for Sargon of God. He asked us to get it. And just so you know, if you ever listen to this video, when we left that theater, we had an unconsenting penetration of my tire. I was stuck in London, Ontario, in February.
Tire was fucked.
And I was there for 3 hours waiting for a tow truck to come and bring me home.
I think Hillary Clinton people did it.
I know. We were being bird dogged. All right? We suffered through this, and then I didn't get home till like, what was it, 3 in the morning?
It was late. Oh, yeah.
It was 3 in the morning by the time we finally got back home. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I have to watch it again.
I'm going to skip ahead further because we should finish this up.
Someone.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about something that happened to someone, or is that somebody?
So now we have the infantilization of women.
Alright, sober enough. So let's talk about what that means exactly. College campuses in life. I have actually found that people drink graduated from college. So alcohol is a big part of our culture, right? And it's a big part of our sexual culture as well. And this poses a lot of difficult questions for navigating consent. When someone is too drunk to drive, they're too drunk to consent.
Okay, now, maybe Laci Green doesn't know Canada.
Right.
In fact,
she's
not
admitted.
maybe. She definitely doesn't know Canada. And in case she was unaware, Canada has 0 tolerance. If you've had any alcohol in your system, and for any reason you get pulled over, and you blow with any level of alcohol on your breath into a machine, right? Sorry. Oh, let me
Not the other
specify.
kind of blow.
If you do a breathalyzer test and you have any alcohol in your system, and you were in an accident, even if you're not impaired, you are considered too drunk to drive.
Right.
Which means if you've had a sip of fucking wine, you are too drunk to have sex in Canada by her logic.
Yeah, and let's just be clear. Anyone who's realistic and not tied up in this ideological crap and has had some experience in life, I've had girlfriends who want... Now, let's be clear. I'm in a relationship at this point with these women, but they want to get drunk and then have sex.
Right.
Right? So technically they want to, what? Not be capable of consenting? That doesn't make any sense. Like, clearly you can do this in a way that does not take advantage of people. Right. And not only that, you can always just not fucking get drunk and end up having sex. Like, men can do this. Why are women suddenly incapable of thinking for themselves?
There was another one. There's a poster that kept going around, and I was never sure if it was fake or not, but it was something I could believe to see on a college campus, and it was a guy and a girl standing on the poster, both of them holding up a drink to their mouth.
Yeah.
Right? And it says, like, Josie and Jack went to a party.
Yep.
They got drunk. They had sex. The next morning, Jake was charged with rape because Josie was too drunk.
That poster. It was a real one.
And I'm like, they were both drunk. They were both drunk.
Right. But that doesn't matter.
Right.
Because we are going to fight for the empowerment of women as equals, while at the same time treating them as if they're incompetent infants, you know. They're just as capable. Like, I have known men and women who've gotten drunk, slept with someone, and regretted it the next day. The difference is, I've never known a guy who got up the next day, regretted it, and went, you know, I was really drunk. I think she raped me because I was really drunk. Because you know what their friends would say? Dude, you were into it. There is no way, right?
It becomes a joke.
Right. It's
like,
ridiculous.
hey, dude, how'd you get away from that girl? I chewed my arm off. I got out of that room. Like,
yeah.
You know, and it's a jerk thing to do. But guys and girls both go, yeah, okay, I'm getting out of here.
Of shame.
The walk of shame.
There you go.
You know, and guys, we were just like, you know, hey, you're funny.
With this kind of thinking, you're going to eliminate all pleasure and joy in life. Like, people can't do anything where it'll backfire a little bit. That's how you learn in life. Because, you know, these guys that I know when they were younger who would have these bad experiences, get drunk at the bar with their friends, wake up with this girl and they really regret it, guess what they would do? They would learn not to let that happen. It might have taken a while, but they learned the hard way.
You know, and let's make a distinction here. If a girl's passed out,
yeah, that's different.
That's crossing the line, man.
There's also
if she's so drunk,
if her eyes are rolling around her head,
you know, like, I don't think that there's a guy alive, except for the beasts, that don't understand this.
Right.
You know, most well-centered, well-adjusted people understand this already.
Right.
You know,
it's called conscience.
We don't have them. We're guys.
Men are just all barbarians.
Right.
Right? So how do you know how much someone has had to drink? How do you know whether or not they're able to consent, whether they've just had a drink or they've gone a little further? The keys here are that they're able to actively participate with you, they're able to communicate clearly with you, and you're checking in with them. Is this okay? Is this cool? You have open conversation going.
Okay, so let's run this scenario a little bit differently. Now let's say you're both drunk.
Right.
Now you're both really drunk. Let's up the ante here. You're both like not driving. Yeah. You guys are barely able to walk.
Yeah.
But humans have been good at one thing for 150,000 years of our, like, the modern Homo sapiens.
Yes.
And that's fucking.
Yes.
All right?
We've obviously been very successful at that end.
Right. So, neither one of you are in your right mind. Neither one of you are communicating using any sort of linguistic skills. At this point, it's all touch, grab, push, pull. All right? Who's at fault? Well, it's the guy.
It's always the guy.
It's always the guy. Why? Because it's the guy. Neither one, like, it doesn't matter. You could put them in the exact same scenario.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the guy. In fact, there was a case, it was featured on Fox pretty heavily, about a young man in a university in the United States where he was drunk. Like, he was out of his mind drunk. And his girlfriend's best friend took him back to his dorm room.
Yeah.
Blew him, banged him, wasn't really satisfied, texted another guy, went and banged him, and then when the girlfriend found out, broke up with her boyfriend, even though he had effectively, by all the definitions available, been raped, because he was essentially unconscious.
Yeah.
And then this girl got in real tight with some victims advocate groups on campus. 21 months later, had him ejected from the campus.
Yeah.
And now this has become a big lawsuit. So it doesn't even
there are
matter.
Several very big national examples as well in the States. Like Rolling Stone, I think, just had found against them that their reporter and their paper were both liable.
Yeah.
For all those guys. Is that Duke?
Duke University? No. That's Duke Lacrosse. UVA.
Yeah, for just ruining their lives. Printing all this crap, and then all of it fell apart at the least scrutiny. They didn't check on any of it.
Right.
This is all tied into the same shit.
This is
what do you define as being able to communicate? If like she's talking about it like everyone can just agree on that. Like Socrates said, the beginning of any wisdom is the definition of terms. Let's define this. That we can communicate. Do you mean, yes, I would like to have sexual intercourse, my friend? Or do you mean, all right, let's bang? Or do you mean, let's bang, boom, 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 right? Which, what is communicating in this case?
Right. Barring that there are nonverbal forms of communication, body language,
right.
Eye contact, physical touch.
Right.
The fact that the person reciprocates the physical touch, yeah. Just go. Let's end this now.
Always, sex, anything sexy, is something that happens together. Right?
Oh my God.
Sex is never something that happens to someone. When we're talking about something that happened to someone, or that somebody did to someone else, that is sexual assault.
That's
if
just
someone
language.
Is sick, slurring, or limp, they're
Oh my God. It's language. This is language policing, right? If two people slept together and the girl's like, listen, I took his dick and I did this with his dick, whatever, and you're like, oh my God, you raped him because you did it to him. She'd be like, are you fucking retarded? It's just the way I'm saying it.
Right. But we're old. We're old. We're out of date. I used to do it to my wife all the time.
She used to say, do this to me.
She was
I was a
unable.
fiend to do it to her.
She was unable to resist my manly powers. Go.
And what we say at Sex in the Snow, both ways to school.
Too drunk to consent. If they're unable to communicate clearly with you, definitely too drunk to consent. And if you're not checking in with each other, you're putting yourself in a position to cross lines. So, around the room, there are some cards, okay? Take a moment. Yes, green
Oh,
cards
we can
and red
skip
cards.
this. This is
You may
just now
have
the
one.
whole audience.
So,
will
Can I
see.
just
make
say
sure it's not-
that this type of crap reminds me of the chastity rings programs they had in churches for teenagers.
Did you see the new ones where the daughters marry their dads?
Oh my God, creepy.
Right. Like they marry their fathers to like pledge their virginities to their dads until they be given away on their wedding day.
Right. So obviously, creepiness on the right has not gone extinct.
No.
But we're just talking about creepiness on the left right now.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw us off.
Well, that was. I'm not saying we can't talk about it, but that is creepy as fuck. Maybe that's what happened. She married her dad when she was young in the Mormon church. Did they do that? Explain a few things.
But we're going to do a little exercise where we...
Kegels? We're going to do a little exercise?
And number 10. So, the key here is that someone is expressing verbally the fact that they are into it. They're feeling...
Oh my god, this is like for kindergarten. This is
Make sure
like
that you're
saying.
getting on the same page if you aren't absolutely sure. When we get into absolutely not zone, the whoa there stop zone.
Passed out.
If someone is
Passed out. You intend to get laid. End of story. I know plenty of people who have had consensual sex and their only goal was to get laid. That's all they would talk about. I'm gonna get laid. I'm gonna get laid. And guess what? Women say that shit too.
No. No woman has ever been randy for a guy or another girl.
Now, it says also here, you're hoping your partner won't say anything. Does that also include guys who have erection difficulties? Because if you have erection difficulties and you're hoping that she doesn't say anything, does that mean
erectile dysfunction?
Well, they are drunk. See, and here we are again with the obscurities. They are drunk.
Yeah,
right on the end, she tacks it on.
They are drunk. What drunk?
How drunk?
How drunk?
What's the environment?
Do I need a breathalyzer in my fucking dorm room?
Has this been like you've been together for like 3 hours with a group of common friends? Everyone saw you were really into each other. You both started drinking. You retired, had sex while you had been drinking, and then the next day you part ways. She maybe feels a little bad about the fact she did it. Does that mean that she was raped? Well, hopefully she knows better, right? But these are context things that most people don't need explained. Like, these are things that any person of conscience and half decent intelligence know. They're just turning it into a big deal for attention or power.
asleep or passed out, don't fucking touch them.
No fucking shit.
Listen. You're our hero. You said something that any non-psychopath, asshole, sociopath would also agree with, and we should all know. Hey, we all feel good. We're virtue signaling. Yay! Stupid people.
Why does this need to be said? I don't fucking know. Every single semester, without fail, I will get an email or two from students, usually females, who are at a party or something on a college campus, who are violated, touched, or sexually assaulted or raped, and have no idea what the fuck happened
because they were attacked by criminals.
Right.
Not because there wasn't an education program.
You know what would be another good step? You know, maybe something you should include in your talks or your responses to these people when they email you. Contact the police. I'm not law enforcement. Contact the police.
No, that's not what we do now. Now we say, have you talked to the media? Seriously, that is rule number 1, it seems like. I may have been sexually violated. Have you gone to the press yet? No, I thought maybe I was thinking maybe I should go to the police. Oh, no. What you need to do is go to a newspaper or a TV outlet.
Or Rolling Stone.
Jesus Christ. If there's any way to undermine your case, going to the media is the best way to do it.
It's certainly a way to get a lot of attention.
I can see it if, like, you were shut out of the system, you felt it was wrong, you had no chance anyways to win a court case. Sure, go if you can talk to the media and you're not going to get sued for it or whatever. Actually, even then, you know what? I don't even know what I'm talking about. You might be smearing someone. But if it's actually happened to you, I can't judge you for doing that. But let me tell you, logistically, going to the media means that when you get to court, they're going to be able to say, well, everyone knows this stuff now because you talked about it in the media. How can we have a fair trial?
You've definitely polluted any chance that you're... Like, it's
everything's biased now.
Yeah, it's not a good strategy. It's not a good strategy at all.
And the people who tell you to do that are not your friends.
No. The victims advocacy groups, some of them are good. Some of them are good.
Some of them are good, yeah.
But there are some, like, you know, when you go there and they're like, let's have a press conference. Get the fuck out of there. Go to the police.
Yeah. And they're like, you tell them to go to the police. It's hard for victims to go. Yeah, I know. It's fucking horrible. If you've been sexually assaulted in some way, the whole thing is horrible. Going to the police included.
Right.
But sometimes the hard advice is the good advice, which is you need to go as soon as possible.
Not every path that a person has to walk is going to be easy. You've already been through the worst violation, which is being sexually violated. Nobody wants to be re-victimized by the system. I totally understand that. All right? But the fact of the matter is, the harsh reality is that rape is just one of those crimes that's really hard to prove.
Yeah. And
that doesn't make it right.
These people, they would not have not... If there's a woman laying at a party, say in the back room, and some dude or dudes go in there and sexually assault this unconscious woman, it's not like an education course would have stopped them from doing this. These are criminals.
Right. It's Bill Burr did this comedy act where he's like, there are just some animal guys out there.
Right.
And to be quite fair, some animal girls, but let's just stick with guys because that's the narrative. There's some animal guys out there. You think that they're going to be watching The View? And, it's never okay to hit a woman. It's never okay. And be like, get upsy daisy. Like, I think that's verbatim basically what he said in the skit. He's like, I never thought of that. Let me dust you off here. Like, no, he's always going to be like that.
Yeah. And not only that, when you try to help them, like for me, when I would go out, and I had a period of years when I would drink a lot with my buddies. Not all every day of the week, but at times we'd go out every other weekend or whatever and drink our faces off. And I had strategies. I'm a guy. I had strategies for my own protection. I would always know the crew that I was going with, right? And that we would have certain understandings about if certain things happen, we would look after each other certain ways, right?
Right.
You say this to a woman, listen, no, go with a group of friends if you're going to go. Pay attention to how much you drink, who's around you, and whether you can trust them or not. Oh, and then if she does get raped and she doesn't listen to your advice, I guess you're victim blaming. No, I'm trying to prevent victimization, right? Everyone should have strategies. Be honest with yourself. Do you really know your friends? Will they really be there for you? It's an important question, man.
Yeah. Thunderfoot did a video on this. It was like basically just kind of like minimizing your risk.
Yeah.
It's a great video. He's dead on in this. Doesn't know shit about politics, but he's dead on about, assessing risk and that.
Brexit people are bad.
Yeah, let's not get off the train. But anyways, he did a great video on like mitigating risk.
Yeah.
And he's like, we don't tell people to not lock their doors.
Yeah, it's a good analogy.
So, yeah.
Number 2.
Are we almost done?
Do more to that story, more of the communication train that can make.
Communicate.
Enjoy yourself. Relax, okay? If you're having trouble relaxing, maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you're not.
I don't know about you, but that looks like a nervous laugh to me.
Yeah. Just relax. Follow all of these hundreds of simple rules and arbitrary definitions that I'm giving you.
Take sex and turn it into an arborist thing or...
Arduous.
Thank you.
It's too late. We're doing this. This is why we do the rambles at this time in the morning. I can't pronounce the words. Blah.
So, yeah. Is there anything near the end here?
No, it's done.
Thank you.
I didn't consent to her blowing a kiss at me. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's assault.
Hopefully something is useful here. If not, I have a whole YouTube channel. Every single one of these topics is explored in further detail on my channel and on my Tumblr and on my Facebook. I'm talking about sex all the time and feminism too, because, so check it out. I hope this is a resource for you to start conversations. And you can always email me with questions as well. I'm really slow at getting back to people.
That's education for you. Resource to start conversations. I guess by that standard, you and I are now educators.
Yeah, because we're having a conversation?
Yeah, we're proper educators because we haven't put any citations down.
Well, at least that's a great standard. Anyways.
Right, so that's it for this video.
Oh,
Laci
man.
Green's retarded.
I'm like 10 IQ points lower now. I don't think I can do any more. Mama always told me that videos were bad for the brain.
Mama always said, Stupid is Laci Green.
Go green or go home.
Life is like a box of chocolates that Laci Green says needs consent.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's 2 in the morning. People. Oh, it's 1 in the morning. All right.
But
That's it. All right.